What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing them the bacon NBA DFS video. We are back. This video is for Tuesday. It is for March 26th. And we are back with another. It's a 4-game slate. It's a smaller slate, so the video should be shorter. If you've never been here before, hopefully you're in for a treat. If you've been here before, you know the drill. We try to have 2 giveaways every single day. They're easy to win. Like the video, be a subscriber. Click on the ads because it helps us out, but leave a comment on the video for the comment picker to pick you up. If the video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a week pass from FTA+. 100 likes is a monthly pass. 125 likes is a yearly pass. And if a video ever gets 150 or more likes, you have a chance to win a $500 lifetime pass for you. So that's super easy way to do it, and you can win 2 times. As long as it's not a second lifetime pass. But like the video, be a subscriber, and tell me who is going to score the most amount of DraftKings fantasy points and how many fantasy points will they score. Closest without going over will win. Just like Price is Right, you will win a free week of DFS content. If you get it exactly correct, which we've only had one, you get exact fantasy points correct on one pick, only one person, you will win a monthly pass. Now, yesterday we loved Luka. We had only one person leave a comment, and they were over on Luka. So no one won because it went over. But if you get closest without going over, you will win a free week. And we want to give these away. We're going to give these away for. We did it for MLB last year. We're going to do it again. Speaking of NBA or MLB, it starts Thursday, so we got 2 days to go. We've been waiting for this. And all of the content is out there ready to go. So I will be doing a video probably either tonight or early Wednesday morning. And it will be put out there for you guys for opening day. Now, again, opening day, we'll look at them. Weather will play a factor if it's freezing cold, stuff like that. Weather plays a factor for NBA or MLB. So, but I wanted you guys to be aware of this and get ready. So we're very excited. So, it's a 4-game slate. The video should be pretty quick. We're going to go over our top 5 plays at each position as of the making of this video. Then we will build a lineup as well. So, the question of the day was, have you guys seen this Jonte Porter news? So, he supposedly is being investigated for sports betting or betting on him basketball games. And we actually used him in these games, and we got screwed. So one, he faked an illness 4 minutes into the game, and the other one was he hurt his eye or something. And there's like 2 $80,000 bets on these games for over $1 million, like $1 million. And they bet the unders, and he obviously started the game. He got in there, and then the unders were there. So I'm tweeting at DraftKings to ask for my money back. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's unfortunate, but that's, I guess, pretty much what you're going to get when you get in bed with Vegas and sports betting is a thing in the league. So, I mean, not the most subtle of ways to do it. Maybe if you want to do that, maybe, I don't know, spread it out in multiple games, not an $80,000 bet that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, let me know if you've been screwed over by this one, if you sports bet, if you played DFS, or if you've been hearing the news. So that being said, we do have 4 games we're going to look at. Vegas odds right now. We've got Kings versus Mavs, 1.5 point spread. The Kings are the favorite right now, 237.5. The only thing that's changed from the open is a 0.5 point. We've got Bucks versus Lakers. Bucks are 8.5 point favorites. They open with a 233. They opened with a 4.5 point spread, and the over-under actually went down 1.5 points. Then we got Pelicans versus Thunder. Thunder being the 1 point favorite, 226. The only thing that's changed is the 0.5 point down from 226.5. And then we've got the Warriors versus the Heat. Warriors are a 2 point favorite, opened in 1.5, and the over-under has gone down 0.5 point to 218.5. So not a bad slate. 4 games. Again, this is part of the NBA season, and if you've never been to these videos, this is new. If you have, it's not. play a little light. We got screwed yesterday. One of our sports bet was Luka for 30-plus points. He scored the most amount of fantasy points, but he left the game, the game ended. He was at 29 points. So stuff happens. But yeah, we're very excited. MLB is soon to be here, less than 48 hours from now, and it can't come soon enough because NBA is starting to wind down where playoff teams are slowly playing their guys. Non-playoff teams are playing random people. It's just a trend, and so we'll kind of wait till the playoffs start, and that's when we can feel comfortable. We're still going to bring you NBA content. We're still going to bring you NBA videos, but we're very excited for MLB. So those are the Vegas numbers. That's what we've looked at. What I have in the description of this video is our Discord channel, which we give out core plays and value plays every single day. It's our article there as well. So everything you can find down below will definitely be there. With the article, anytime there are at least 5 games, we'll give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. But since there's only 4 games, we're just going to give you a handful of players we like. News will come out today. We got a lot of questionable guys. Giannis will play. I think AD and James will both play. But we've got a lot of out people, a lot of questionable that we're still waiting on news for. So the plays we give you now may change a little bit if these players are ruled in or out. So we are going to give you our top 5 at each position right now. It could change throughout the day. So that's definitely why I tell you to check the projections on the website. Check out all the information we have there throughout the day. About 2 hours before tip-off is what I generally tell everyone to comment and look at the final content, I should say. So, top 5 right now. Could change a little bit. We've got point guard. We're looking at point guard. Luka, I don't think is out of the realm. He's got the 12th DVP, which I really like, and his max over his last 5 games is a ceiling of 70. So not the best. Like I said in yesterday's video, we cashed in all of our lineups, and I faded Luka at his price. I think he's going to be probably the top scorer again, but his price at $12,700, at the minimum, you're looking for 7 times value, and that's cash in tournaments. You obviously need more than that. You need more than that, but a minimum of 7 times value is 88.9 fantasy points, which he has not gotten in his last 5 games. It's been a while since he's gotten that. I might, but this is going to be a close game. So if you throw him in there 4 games, I understand. If you fade him, and you build a great lineup, you probably could still cash. But I've got him at the top. De'Aaron Fox in that same matchup, 14th DVP. I really like him. His max is 55.3. I like that for his price. Got Damian Lillard. Obviously would like Lillard a little bit more if Giannis was out, but we used him 2 nights ago? Played 33 minutes, only got 26.5 fantasy points. In a matchup where they're supposed to be beating LA, I think Lillard could have a good game here, so I've got him there at number 2. Steph against Miami, 15th DVP. 51 is his ceiling right now in his last 5 games, which I don't mind. Number 3 is D'Angelo Russell. We used him the other night, 2 nights ago. Let us down as well against Philly, but a lot of it was a low-scoring game against Philly, and a lot of the Lakers let us down. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're to the point where some of these teams or players are letting us down. The scores are lower because the way the personnel goes in and out of the game, I'm a little off of, but I still like D'Angelo Russell here for number 4. And then number 5, I'm looking at same thing, Austin Reeves for the Lakers right now. 25th DVP for him, 7,000 on DraftKings, 46.5 is his ceiling as of the last 5 games. So then we move to the shooting guard position. We got Kyrie. He's both point guard and shooting guard. I've got him here, 12th DVP, so not the best DVP. His max, or his ceiling in his last 5 games is 64.5. We look at this, a couple of down here. Tournament-wise, I'm okay with Kyrie in this matchup where it's supposed to be a high-scoring game and a close spread. So I've got Kyrie here. Tournaments, I'm okay with. I'm not playing cash the rest of the season. I'm not really playing cash, and I'm not playing a ton of lineups. We've got him there. Number 2 I like is Malik Monk in the same game or against Dallas. Flip side, 23rd DVP here, and at his $6,500 price, his ceiling in his last 5 games is 43.5, which is a perfect score for his price. Another one is tournament play, Keon Ellis. He's let us down, but he's also helped us out. 4,500 on DraftKings, 14 DVP, so right in the middle in this game. 42.3 is his ceiling there. The next one is, it depends on who else is out, and shooting guard's kind of a wasteland after some of these players. You can kind of see this. It'd be Klay Thompson. So looking at Klay Thompson, 6 DVP, so not the best matchup. Kind of a couple of down games here. Still, I guess he dropped $100. So I look at him. His matchup is not the best. His ceiling is 41. But again, these are some of the plays that we like. Then another one, depending, if you look at it, is Malik Beasley. Obviously would like him if Giannis is out. He's kind of let us down a little bit. But that's kind of what we're looking at. If you look into his matchup, 12th DVP, 27.8 is his ceiling. Honestly, I don't like this slate. I will admit I don't like this slate. Trying to give you some plays that aren't, the top. With Tyler being out, you got Austin Reeves. You could use Austin Reeves as well. You might want to use him a little bit more than you would use like a Kyrie just for his price. I think you get a little bit more value out of Austin Reeves at 7,000. Coming off some really good games here. He has gone up a little bit. Game should stay close, which is always a good thing when you're trying to get a lot of fantasy points if the game stays close with a high over-under. So if you want to go down any further, you could look at Pat Bev a little bit. Hasn't done much. His price is down to 3,800 though. The minutes are right around like 15 minutes or so. Tournament-wise, I don't mind him at 3,800. Putting Pat Bev in your lineup at 3,800 allows you to pay up at other positions. Are you going to get... So if we just look at his... He's got a good DVP here, 27th DVP, so a great matchup for him if he gets the minutes. The problem is his ceiling in his last 5 games has been 16, which was 2 nights ago. So, and you can kind of see he's had some good games, like against his former team in the Clippers on the 4th, over 10 times value. It just depends on what we're going to get. So if Giannis isn't 100% or they're up big, you could see Pat Bev playing pretty well here. He's got to get the minutes. So we do move on to the small forward position. We look at this. LeBron is questionable. He will play. He's had a question, or actually he's doubtful. Okay, so they moved him to doubtful. So that will open up. Okay, I had no idea. So if James is out, that obviously opens up Austin Reeves. That obviously opens up Spencer Dinwiddie could be in for a game here. Let's see. With Dinwiddie, 4,600, coming off over 10 times value against Indy in that game. The one guy we were off of, we were on Reeves, we were on D'Angelo Russell, we were on AD, we were on LeBron, we were not on Spencer Dinwiddie. If LeBron is out, Dinwiddie makes a good option here. The minutes should tick up to 30, 35 minutes again. So yeah, he makes a good spot here for shooting guard or point guard, depending on what you're at. So, but for small forward, if James is out, that does open up value the rest of the way. Middleton. Now, Middleton, he is probable. If he was out, then Pat Bev would be even better. But you can see he's had that questionable tag the past couple of games, coming out for 43 fantasy points. A great matchup for him, especially with LeBron being out. I love Chris Middleton here. We look at his numbers, 27 DVP, perfect. So Chris Middleton is a great spot here for 6,700. Jimmy Butler, I don't mind Jimmy Butler. Probably if all goes well, he's probably the highest scoring small forward. He's got a 20th DVP against Golden State. He's got a ceiling of 50.5 his last 5 games, which isn't bad at this price of $8,000. So, love me some Middleton. Love me some Jimmy Butler a little bit. Like I said earlier, Malik Monk. I like that matchup. Klay Thompson. I'm probably not on him. And you can see he's been so inconsistent this year. 22, 27, 30.5, 41, 38. Like, had a good run. I don't trust him enough. Another one would be Wiggins for Golden State. I want to probably pay Wiggins a little bit more. 5,100 is his price. His matchup here is 25th DVP against Miami. His ceiling is 44.5 over his last 5 games. Coming off a couple of bad games here, but he has a good matchup here against Miami. So that's what another one I'd look at. You want some value? I'm looking at a little bit of value here. I'm looking at Najee Marshall a little bit. His DVP is 10th, so it's not the best DVP, but he's coming off a couple of good games here, and he's 4,300. He's going to allow you to save some money. Lou Dort's another one against New Orleans, flip side of that game. A couple of bad games in here, but 4,200 does allow you. He's playing 20, 22 minutes, 20, 25 minutes-ish. So he's getting the minutes. It's just this matchup for him, 16th DVP, so it's right in the middle. So I think we could be looking there. Another one that might give away a little bit because of LeBron being out, Taurean Prince, a little. He's trending in some good minutes here in a good matchup. Taurean Prince, we're looking 8th DVP, so not the best against Miami, or against Milwaukee, but could be a salary saver for you, especially if you want to pay up for Luka today. So move to the power forward. You got Giannis. Is he probable? He is probable. His price, though, as you can see, 11,300. If you're looking for a minimum of 7 times value, 79.1. The problem with that, okay, the problem with looking at this, his ceiling the last 5 games have been 61.8. His matchup's 18th DVP, so not a bad matchup. The minutes have been there. If you want to use him instead of Luka because you're saving a little bit of money and the value's a little bit better, I'm okay with that, especially in this matchup, especially with no LeBron. With AD going to be in there, yeah, he's probable. Game log-wise, coming off 67.5, he had a great matchup there. He's played 40 minutes back-to-back games, so he's due to get hurt in this game for no reason. I think he's going to be highly owned because LeBron's going to be out. But at his price of $10,300, I think you could pay up for him. So I would look at him. Zion has the best matchup of all power forwards. So like I've told people, do not look at this number. This number is not correct. He's got 30th DVP. His ceiling's 55.8. He's 9,000. I love this matchup for him. I really do. Another one I would look at would be a cheaper option would be PJ Washington. You come down a little bit. PJ Washington has 28th best matchup, or 28th DVP, so 28 out of 30, so they were very bad. Coming off back-to-back 20-plus games, 5,300. His ceiling is 31.3 in his last 5 games. So we could look at him and feel kind of comfortable there. Jovic let us down the other day, 11.5 fantasy points in 18 minutes. I'm off of that. Maxi Kleber, kind of the same thing with PJ Washington, let us down. Probably not using him. Probably wouldn't go any lower than that. So it basically, you could look at Keegan Murray, Hachimura, especially since LeBron will be out. The minutes have been there for him. Hopefully he sees a little bit more run here with LeBron being out. Then we move to the center position. Looking at the center, Sabonis obviously is number 1 up there. Adebayo, 25th DVP against Golden State. His ceiling's been 50.5 his last 5 games. I like that. I do like Chet Holmgren. 18th DVP, so just above the middle, so not too bad. Daniel Gafford against Sacramento. I would look at Daniel Gafford a little bit. Trace Jackson Davis, he is questionable. Hasn't missed a game since mid-February, but his status is up in the air. We looked at him, 28 minutes his last game, 21.75. He's 5,200. Not the best matchup. Tournament-wise, a second DVP, so not the best matchup, but his price allows us to do other things. So those are some of the plays we like at each position. If you want to see all of them, click the link in the description for today's article. Also, check out all of our projections, all of our content over at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So we are going to build a lineup. This is not the only way to do it. This is using one tool, which is the NBA points allowed by position tool. So kind of just looking, you've got to find how to read this. These are the defenses, and these are the amount of fantasy points they give up. So San Antonio's not playing, Utah's not playing, Phoenix, Detroit, Washington, Charlotte, they're not playing. So that brings us to Milwaukee. Milwaukee gives up an average of 52.7 fantasy points on average to the opposing point guards. So we go in, we look at Milwaukee, it's LA, we look at point guards, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Spencer Dinwiddie. If you want to get a little bit creative, I think Dinwiddie makes the most sense for his price, but I think you couldn't go wrong. Cash-wise, I think Russell and Reeves are okay. But I'm going to go with Spencer Dinwiddie here. You're going to save money. He's $4,600. He's coming off a really good game there. He's had 2 days rest. LeBron being out. All the stars are aligning for him. I think people will be off of him a little bit just due to the other matchups. So we move to the shooting guard. Washington's not playing. Utah's not playing. Atlanta's not playing. Dallas is playing. Dallas has given up an average of 45.9 fantasy points to the opposing shooting guard. So we go to shooting guard. We look at that. That's Sacramento. Malik Monk, Keon Ellis. Those are the two I'd look at. Keon has let us down. Played 24 minutes against Philly at 4,200. Now he's 4,500. Malik Monk, like I said, had a great matchup. So I'm looking at Malik Monk at 6,500. So putting these two together, we are still averaging 6,400 the rest of the way, which is fine. You could do that. Small forward. Washington, Utah, Toronto, Atlanta, the Lakers. The Lakers give up an average of 47.3 fantasy points, followed by Golden State at 47.1. So it's very close. So we'll look at both of those. So the Lakers, so Milwaukee and Miami. We're looking at small forwards. We've already talked about Jimmy Butler. I like him in this matchup. Chris Middleton would be the other one. He is questionable. Price-wise, $8,000. I think we go with Jimmy Butler, especially with Duncan Robinson out. He's questionable, so he could be out too. I love me some Jimmy Butler. So putting him in there, we're still averaging 6,100, which is fine. So power forward. Look at power forward. Utah, Toronto, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington, Charlotte, Indy, the Lakers again. So we look at the Lakers. They give up an average of 49.6 fantasy points per game to the opposing. And then you've got Sacramento at 49.1. So the Lakers and Sacramento. So it's Dallas and Milwaukee. So we look at power forward wise, we could be looking at Giannis. We could be looking at Bobby Portis, PJ Washington, like I said, Derek Jones Jr. We didn't really talk about. We look at him. The minutes have not been there. They fluctuated too much, coming off 9.25, and then he went up 100, which is wild. Jay Crowder we did not talk about. We look at Jay Crowder. Not bad. I mean, his minutes have been there, and he's 3,400. So Jay Crowder could be a tournament option. You know, you got Giannis, who, if you don't want to pay up for Luka, we talked about that. Jay Crowder makes a little bit of sense. Could be a sneaky option at 3,400. So if you put Jay Crowder in there, you could average 6,800 the rest of the way. If you take Jay Crowder out and you put Giannis, you average 4,900, which is not good. So tournament lineup, I'm going to go Jay Crowder. Again, I'm playing less and less lineups moving forward due to just the nature of what we're looking at. So let's look at Antetokounmpo's brother. Minutes-wise, has not played. Yeah, I don't even know why he's on this team. That's probably where I'm going there. Probably going Jay Crowder right now. Things can change. Obviously, value opens up down the road once these players are ruled in or out. So this is a fluid lineup that can change at any given time, but this is just one lineup that you could build using one of the tools we have. So we look at center position. Washington is not playing. San Antonio, Portland, Charlotte, Detroit, Atlanta, Toronto, Memphis. None of these guys are playing. So you got to keep going down the list. if you want to follow this. Golden State they give up an average of 56 fantasy points per game to the opposing center. Okay. So that they rank 22nd out of 30. So we look at Golden State. That's Miami. Adebayo, I already talked about it. He had a great matchup. 8,300. I'm going to lock him in there. And then we can average 6,400 the rest of the way. So let's just look at what we can average the rest of the way and see if any of these players we've talked about today. We didn't really talk about Josh Giddey. We used him his last game, 43.7, 5,700, 58. So if I look at him, Josh Giddey has a DVP of 8, so not the best. But if we look at what he is in shooting guard, still 8th. Overall, it's 8th. So I don't know about Austin. You could do Austin Reeves over Giddey, 7,000. I don't mind that. We haven't talked about Chris Paul. Chris Paul, he's been okay. The minutes have fluctuated for him a little bit. Keon Ellis, we talked about, 4,500. Not coming off the best matchup. Seems like he has a better game every other game. But he did just play last night. So kind of looking at this, how he's done on a back-to-back. 21 the one game, 5 the next game. And this is something you need to look at. So Milwaukee, 21 this game, a little bit better the next game. 10 this game, so better that game. Kind of following a trend. Not good, not good. The minutes have upticked for him. So if he gets the minutes and starts, which it looks like he might be, Keon Ellis could be a sneaky option. We look at Keon Ellis, 14 DVP, so middle of the pack for him. You could look at Alvarado. We've used him a couple of times. He's let us down more than he's not let us down. So I'm getting first instinct says Keon Ellis and Austin Reeves. I think I'm going to go Austin Reeves, just a better matchup here and a better over-under for me. And then we're still averaging 6,100 the rest of the way. So a Bobby Portis, a Keegan Murray we talked about. Hachimura for LA, I don't mind. Zion is the best matchup. I'm going to go with Zion there. Well, no, we can't do that because then we could only average 3,200. And I don't think anyone's down there. So it's kind of how you build your lineup. Is there anyone that at 3,200 that you'd look at? Pat Connaughton? No. Yeah, I don't think I want to go this low. Moses Moody, how's he been? Hasn't really done much. So yeah, just kind of looking. Want to keep it up here. Torian Prince, I'm going to go 4,000, and then utility at 8,200. We can really go a lot of places here. Chet Holmgren, D'Angelo Russell, if you want to stick with that Lakers stack. Jalen Williams. So let's look at 70. So Chet Holmgren. I'm going to look at Chet. His matchup, 18 DVP. He's got a ceiling of 65 in his last 5 games. I'm going to go with Chet. So that's what I'm looking at. This is a tournament lineup in my mind. Could change, might change. This is what I'm going to go with for a lineup here. So one way to build a lineup, not the only way. We have a ton of tools on the website. Go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Don't forget to leave a comment, and let's get this to at least 50 likes. That's what I've got for you. Good luck, and as always, bring home that bacon. Peace.